and we will incorporate you in one of our lives. Am I breaking up? Can everybody hear me?
You're fine now, but earlier you
Okay.
were.
All right. So, welcome everybody, especially Jay. Let's just go ahead and give him another warm welcome because he's a Leo, so he needs that extra attention. And our other boo is on. You know how them Leos are, they need extra attention. So, welcome, Jay. Was that enough attention for you?
What they say in the church: one time, two times, three times, and you're welcome.
You know how the Migos are. They need extra attention. So I had to give him a extra warm welcome. So welcome. And if it's your first time here, welcome. If not, welcome back. I'm Ashley Anye, an intuitive alchemist and energy reader. And I'm just here to help y'all heal. And we're healing with humor because laughter is the best medicine. Talk to these people, V.
I am B. I am also Magoon. I am what I am. Allow spirit to use me as spirit pleases. This is nothing new to us. This is something true to us. Okay, so you're gonna get the truth. You're gonna get your vitamins, your spiritual vitamin C, D, B12, and all. So when you come into this space, you're coming to get your healing. And if you're not healed, then that means that you have stopped our hands from blessing you. Okay. So, but we are here to make you laugh, have fun. We're going to talk some real stuff, right? Yes. Welcome to, hold on. I have to give a special shout out because my sis is here, Candice Chambray official. Listen. This is my whole heart. I love this woman, okay? Let me tell y'all, she came into my life a blessing, and she's just a blessing. So much love to her. You really have made my night. Like I was like, oh, but yes, but again, we are here to help you heal. We are all about healing and intentions, and so many times, like if you watched our last episode, we also go through our things, right? So most of the things that we talk about is not just us talking, but we are talking from experience. And we're talking to you about how you get out of those things. So this platform is all about that healing, baby. So thank you for all for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe, as the besties say. Okay, so
And tell a
yes,
friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And
to
if you
tell a
see at
friend.
any moment that I'm freezing, can you drop like a icicle in the comments so I can stop and regroup
Same
and say it
here.
again? Because
Same
I just
here.
don't. Yeah, if I'm freezing or if it's pixating or whatever, just please drop one of them freeze emojis in the comments, and I'll do it again. Um, And thank you for that warm introduction. That was beautiful. I need to write that down so I can say that next week. So, so as you guys know, if you keep the title, we are talking about how to spot manipulation disguised as good intentions. Sometimes it's hard for us to realize that we're being manipulated, especially when we're in a romantic situation, because we want to always see the best part of that person. And even though love is the most optimistic emotion, yeah, no, there's rules to this. Okay, there's rules to this, and we wrote y'all a manual, step-by-step booklet for you to keep. Okay, just to make sure that you guys are not out there getting played, fried, laid, and died to the side. Because we know that a lot of people or a lot of situations come wrapped in beautiful presentations, wrapped beautifully in bows, and sometimes that gold-plated pipe can get you acting right and get you acting all types of crazy. Okay, so we know that that can have you questioning this, that, and the third. But also got something for the fellas too. Fellas, if you feel like that poom poom is emanating bad juju, but that poom poom got you stuck like glue glue, we got something for you too. Okay, we got something for you too. This is not only for the ladies.
It's not only for the
It's for the fellas
ladies.
too. Okay? This is for the fellas too. So grab your gap, your snack, and your pen and your pad. Because we finna get into it. Now, I don't know if you want us to do the chords or the conversation.
You
But you
know,
let me know, and I'm gonna follow your lead. I'm gonna follow your lead.
you know, I think I will pull a card because let's see what Spirit wants to say to the room. I'm gonna ask Spirit to give us 4 cards to begin with, before we get into the conversation, and then when we get into the conversation, of course, um, if cards are cards are falling out, to see what else Spirit would like to say to us, because yeah. Ooh. All right, we got a lot of okay. Okay. So the first card that fell out is the Page of Pentacles, but guess what? It is upside down. So for some, what I'm getting is that there is for this one, I usually say the Pentacles for me is anything, any type of resource, but I'm really picking up that some of you all have financial blockages because of some manipulation. So it could be it because you can get manipulated on your job. Let's be clear. Everybody is not on the up and up. So we're not talking about just, you know, lovey-dovey relationships and relationships with people, like relationships with your job too, right? And then the second card that came out is the Second of Pentacles, meaning that there are some decisions that you have to make. Some, of course, with decisions, there's always a hard decision, right? You may already have a decision, but then you keep on thinking about it. And then with this card, well, hold on, let me finish that statement. You keep on thinking about it and you're trying to decide if you should do it or not. But with this card, Spirit is had me to pay attention to this pentacle right here, right? For this one, this is the decision. You have to decide to follow Spirit, or you're going to decide to follow that bag. So which one you gonna do? Are you gonna follow Spirit? You're gonna follow that bag. That's what I'm hearing. And then at the third card that came out is the Page of Wands, meaning that there is a message coming your way. This could be the message tonight, people, to help you understand, to help you make that decision. And then the last card, Nine of Wands, defensive, because this is your energy right now. Whether you know it or not, whether you are attuned to what is going on with you, because some people honestly don't are not so much self-aware that they don't realize that they are acting and speaking and moving in defensiveness. And Spirit is saying you are in this mode right here. Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles. So it's definitely dealing with money here for a lot of you. So no matter the relationship that you've come here for this platform, your money is your resources and money is being impacted by manipulation. And we'll get into that a little later. But your finances and resources are being impacted right now because of manipulation.
Oh wow.
Yep.
You know, I definitely hear about that because nobody gonna touch my money. Okay, so you know, I definitely want to hear about that. So I'm gonna hurry this little conversation up so we can get into some chords.
Yes.
Because we are definitely trying to get you guys to tap into your logic over your emotions. We're trying to get you guys to tap into your masculine energy so that when your partner touch it, bring it, babe, you can watch it, leave it, automatic. Okay, let's get into these conversations. Okay. Now, what exactly is manipulation? Manipulation comes in many forms. Many forms. It can be subtle. It can be often. The most dangerous kind, though, the most dangerous kind of manipulation is when they make you feel like they're helping you. Basically, mind you, okay? While steering you towards a path that serves their desires versus the betterment of both of you guys. Okay? And it's easy to get it confused, especially when the person seems genuine. You may love this person, you have a history, but there are always signs. There are always signs. If you know what to look for, we got you. Okay? So, what is manipulation? It's in essence, manipulation is controlling or influencing someone in a skillful but unfair, deceitful way. Okay, it involves using psychological tricks, emotional tactics, and false logic to get you to do something or to act against your better judgment, to do something that you normally wouldn't do out of your character, but they're trying to get you to do it for the betterment of them because they're trying to get something out of it. So how do you spot the red flags? How can you tell when you're being manipulated? What are some ways to tell that someone is trying to manipulate you, especially when the person seems like they're well-intentioned? Like I said, if it's a family member, God forbid it's one of your parents or a sister or a brother, this is hard to tell because this is someone that you've been around your entire life, and maybe you just think that's just how that person is, or that's just how so-and-so is. They always on some other ish. But you may be getting manipulated by Daddy, by Cousin Ray Ray, by Shaquana and them. You just never know. I got you. So one of the most common types of manipulation is guilt trips. Guilt tripping you disguised as caring. And this is when someone makes you feel bad for setting boundaries or telling them no. And, they can just be like, oh, well, I'm just looking out for you. You don't have to tell me I can't come over at 1 a.m., when I need to come over at 1 a.m. and drop them drawers. Like when you set boundaries with certain people, they're going to make you feel guilty about setting those boundaries. Let me just tell you this. Come here, close. Come here. If anyone makes you feel bad about setting boundaries, that person is manipulating you because you set boundaries for two reasons: to protect yourself and to protect yourself from other people infiltrating your peace. So you're protecting yourself, and then you're protecting yourself from the world, from whoever doesn't have your best interests. Okay, and if that person makes you feel guilty about protecting yourself, setting boundaries, then that person essentially is trying to manipulate you. All right. Another way, when they shift accountability, watch out for people that try to switch and twist and turn situations to make you feel like it's your fault. Oh, it was your fault I cheated. Oh, well, you weren't giving me attention, so that's why I had to go out and seek it elsewhere. You was acting funny. That's why I went out. So they will make you feel like whatever they did is 100% your fault. No ifs, ands, or biggity buts about it. They will shift the blame to you regardless of how they antagonized you or drew you to whatever point. They will always shift the blame to you. And they'll create a scenario where you're always wrong. Even when you're right, you're wrong to them. That's manipulation. Another way that they can manipulate you is love bombing with expectations. Now, a lot of times in relationships, you see, especially in the beginning, love bombing, because maybe that person is just trying to get you to, be on their team, or they're trying to persuade you, trying to impress you, and that's normal, okay? But when they're doing it with an intention behind it, with an expectation, doing it because they want to get something in return, then that's more transactional. Like they're trying to do it because they want you to do something for them, not because they're doing it out of the kindness of their cold heart. So that's manipulation in disguise. And you gotta be a cold MFer to love bomb someone and then have your hand out. Like, where mine at? Can I get some?
Oh, listen.
Do things with love. Do things with love, not for love. And that'll get you a lot further in life, I promise you. What can you do? Now let's talk solutions. Once you have identified that you are being manipulated, how do you protect yourself? Okay? If something feels off, you have to always trust your instincts, okay? Everybody has something called intuition, whether it's woman intuition, men intuition, clown intuition, whatever. You have intuition. You're supposed to follow it and go with it. When you seek it outside of yourself, that's when you lose your direct connection with source, which is yourself, which is your higher self. Okay? So always trust yourself, trust your gut. And if you need further evidence, all you have to do is meditate. Take some time, play some frequencies, 432 hertz, 532 hertz, sit with yourself and just ask yourself, what's really happening? What's really going on? Or one method that I have been doing since the beginning of time is asking myself questions right before I go to sleep. And miraculously, I have a dream and it answered this. So try doing that tonight. Ask yourself the question that you want to know the answer to. Like, why is so-and-so acting funny? What's going on with so-and-so? How can I figure out if so-and-so is really ride or die for me? And I promise you, when you wake up, you'll have the answer to it. You will have the answer to it. That's how accurate your question will be answered, because you're like essentially entering into the dream state. And your 5D self is connecting with your 3D self. And it's answering all them questions for you.
I have one.
Okay?
I have one thing. One thing before you move on. If you did not catch my spiritual progress report on last night, I encourage you to please go listen to it, even if it's tomorrow. It was posted yesterday. It's on my page because yesterday Spirit had me to pull cards. Get this, to pull cards for the music that each sign should be listening to right now to get them out of a funk, to get them out, to get them to progress. So yeah, so when you said that, it reminded me that that's what I had to pull cards for yesterday, because there's certain music that Spirit wants everybody to listen to right now to help them to disrupt what is happening, disrupt that space, that energy that is attacking you. So yes, please go watch that.
I'm gonna build off of what you said, because people need to understand, and understand the power of these frequencies. These frequencies have been used since the beginning of time. Like, these are ancient frequencies that have been used to heal people before they had hospitals, before they had insulin shots, before they had people taking all these meds and stuff. These healing frequencies were used to heal your body, to heal your ailments. So we're gonna have to do a separate video talking about frequencies, Betsy, because that's a whole nother segment. Honestly, I know you pull cards on it, but I think we should definitely deep dive into that.
Yes,
because that's deep. Literally a frequency for heartbreak,
yes,
sneezing, cancer, everything. You name it, there's a frequency out there for it, guys. I kid you not. If I'm lying, I'm flying. There's a frequency out there for everything. So we'll definitely deep dive into that maybe next week or the week after, because that's serious. Okay, so where was I? So I said, what can you do? How do you protect yourself? Of course, this goes without saying, setting boundaries, trusting your gut. But first and foremost, you have to let this person know straight up and down, like, you see them for who they are. You see them for who you are and what they are not. And if they react negatively to that, put them boundaries up. Put them boundaries up even harder, even wider, even taller, because that means this person is not going to respect you. If they don't respect your boundaries, why would they respect you? Your boundaries are you. They have to respect your boundaries in order to respect you. So if they don't respect your boundaries, they don't respect you. And if you guys are feeling like it's all your head, then seek out another person's perspective. Speak to a trusted friend, speak to a trusted source, speak to a trusted family member, and ask them, do you think that I'm crazy? Am I going out of my mind? Am I insane in the membrane? Or am I justified in feeling these things? And, they will tell you. And try to speak to somebody older with wisdom that has some knowledge on them. Because I'm sure they have seen it all and probably done it all to the fullest, okay? So what are my final thoughts? My final thoughts are that Manipulation can be hard to recognize, like I said, especially when it's cloaked in kindness. But by staying aware of the red flags and trusting yourself, you can protect your energy and be aware. Stay aware, stay empowered, and remember that you hold the power to write your own story. You hold the power to allow whoever, whatever in your energy. And I have to step away for a second because my soul is crying now. So you keep going. Go ahead.
All right. A lot of what she said, I mean, not a lot, but everything that she was talking about is true when it comes to manipulation, especially when it appears good to you. Because what happens is that um, as I'm talking, I'm literally hearing the scripture in the Bible, but also seeing it. I'm getting a visualization of a wolf in sheep's clothing, right? They appear harmless, but they're really wolves, right? They have that sneak attack. So for some people that they appear to be gullible, they will play off of that. They will play off of your intelligence. But I also must say this. Sometimes I like to do what I call that deer in headlights. I like to look like I don't understand anything is coming out of your mouth. Like I'll look like, really? Like, I don't know. And the whole entire time I'm like, do you see this? Like, who else is noticing this? Like, this is crazy. What's ironic is that I literally Sunday, yeah, Sunday night that happened. I went to a karaoke spot and I actually witnessed somebody. Uh, I guess he thought I was in competition with him. I was just having a conversation, right? I'm a people person. I like to have conversations. Sometimes my warm heart and my persona, my presence offend other people because I am a light worker, because I am a healer. And so when certain energies come close to me, they start to reveal them true selves. And it was funny to me because the two people that I was talking to, for I don't know, one of them started asking everybody what was their sign. Both of the two people that were sitting next to me were Geminis, and I thought that was funny. And this, I don't know what the other person was. However, everybody was seeing that he was acting different. Everybody was like, "You've never acted like this before. Like, what's going on?" But it was very apparent that I was rubbing him the wrong way, and I was just being myself, right? And I was actually seeing some of the words and some of the conversations that he was having. He was trying to manipulate people, but it was like everybody was catching it. And so it was just like, sir, no, like we see what you're trying to do. Like it's not working. But another thing is the irony of it all. The reason why my little sis Candice Chambray, who's watching, hopefully you're still on. I got a chance to witness her stop people who was trying to cross her boundaries. She was like, nope, and she said it so beautifully. It was just like, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Okay, but no, that's not what's going to happen. No, you got to try harder. You can't come at me with anything. And I was just like, I wish a lot of people took notice as to how she stopped things and took notice on how she progressed, because her life is, when I tell you her life is blessed, she had opportunities like you, Ashley, walking on stages, modeling, doing things like that. So and so she knew, just like you, like y'all had your moments where it's like, I see the wolf for what it is and I'm going to stop it, right? And so a lot of people used to say, oh, well, she seemed like she stuck up, or she seemed like she don't want to be bothered with us, and so I just don't. And in my head I'm like, yeah, because she see your BS. Like, and so it is like when somebody sees you for who you are. Many times we are light workers. So we will see it before anybody else. And we know how to stop it. But when you are asleep, right before you wake up, you will fall prey to a lot of manipulation. You will fall prey to these things and oftentimes find yourself in that circle. However, I promise you, you can get out of it. Once you know how to spot it, once you realize that someone is trying to play your intelligence and prey on your emotions, you will be able to stop it. That is another reason why being grounded is so important. That is because it gives you clarity of mind, clarity of thinking, clarity of self, so that you will know what you like, what you don't like. It's not as easy as saying, "Oh, I don't like the taste of, I don't like bananas because I don't like the taste, or I don't like the texture of the banana," right? We do have people that actually do not like bananas for those reasons, right? But manipulation is not that easily uh seen if you're not aware, right? If you're not self aware, you have got to go through it a little bit. So many of us who know how to spot it, we've actually gone through it. We have been in your shoes, and we have gotten out of those shoes and put on new shoes. And now these boots were not made just for walking, but we gonna step and stump and kick you out if we need to. Okay, we are there. We listen. We're not in the same energy, but I had to leave early because spirit started showing me things, and I was like, oh, I have these things, let me go grab them. The first thing, this good old Florida water,
Oh, my favorite.
to cleanse yourself, right? Get the Florida water, and what I was seeing was put it in a spray bottle to spray yourself, and speak an affirmation to not only block anybody's words and actions that's trying to manipulate you, but also to give you that sight, to clear your vision so that you can see who is manipulating you. I went, and then the next thing is, so Ashley, mama actually had these, and she didn't know. And I was like, can I have these? She was like, yeah. But she had feng shui, basically oracle cards. I was like, what? She was
What
given
do
this.
I do? What do
She didn't know what it was. She was just like, I don't use this stuff. You can have it. I said, okay. But when I first got them, I opened the deck to see what it was talking about. And really it's and I really and I'm calling it an oracle card because I'm me, right? Um, but each card tells you how to set up a different area in your room. It tells you the reason why. It gives you like the elements and everything. It breaks it down. But when I shuffled the cards, one card fell out, and the other two I had to pull out. The first card that came out is the affirmational belongings, and it's number 13. So if the 13 resonates with you for any reason, here it is. It says one of the most powerful actions you can take is to live exclusively with the possessions you love. When you do, when you do so, your belongings, your art, clothing, furnishings, dishes, and books act as environmental affirmations, since they literally hold affirmations, thoughts, feelings, and associations in place. Ask yourself the question on card number 25, which I'll have to find, as you sort through your possessions, to help you discover and let go of the things that no longer serve you well. This is an ongoing process, as things often wear out or lose their charm in time. Take stock of your belongings on a regular basis and release the ones that no longer affirm who you are. When you live with others who don't share your taste, claim a room or nook that's all yours and decorate it exclusively with the things you love. Then it's usually much easier to compromise when decorating shared areas of your home. When you have to live with something you don't like, lift its energy by placing items nearby that make your heart sing, such as a vase of flowers or a beautiful book. In this way, you're affirming that happiness, health, and prosperity truly belongs to you. And so this is what this card looks like. And the reason why, and I asked Spirit, and I was like, why must I get the feng shui cards for this reading? I know it's a glare. There we go. There we go. um and Spirit said to me, when people manipulate you, you often feel out of place. in your own space. So by changing things in your space, by possessing things in your own space, what you're doing is you're getting pieces of yourself back. You're gathering yourself. And again, also with Florida water, you can't clean. I need to watch my words tonight. You can clean, okay? You can cleanse your space with Florida water. So if somebody has been in your space and they have been manipulating you, you can wash that energy right on out of your space and you can replace it with something, as the card suggests, something that belongs to you that is going to attract love in that space. So, say if you had a manipulating spouse and you're no longer together, baby, wash the sheets, wash that bed, spray that area down with that good old Florida water, and put it with something you love. Get that teddy bear that you hold close to, and put it right there on that bed. Right. Get some new sheets and bless those sheets. Right. And replace that negative energy with positive energy because you'll need it. If it's something in your office, baby, spray your office down and put things up there that reminds you. I know a lot of people like put like pictures of their kids and stuff like that. That's part of feng shui. That's giving you that hope because it's like when you had a bad day and you look up and you see your smiling kids looking back at you, it's like, okay, I am at this job for them, right? I'm making sure that I establish a good legacy for them and it motivates you. So Spirit is saying at this time, put extra things in your spaces to motivate you. The next card that came out, huh?
Sorry, that would have been my second during college because I had a roommate, my only roommate who I didn't get along with. I want to say sophomore year, and I couldn't escape it because she was always there, and the room wasn't but so big. So now, hindsight, looking back, I wish I would have had the Florida water because I know that would have just kept her out of the room. But go ahead.
Yep. The next card that came out says children and creativity. And I'm going to show you the cards. Children and creativity. Mind you, I didn't even read the back of the card, so I didn't even know we were about to talk about children again. But it says enhance enhance to stimulate and strengthen creativity, overcome a creative block, nurture the development of inner child qualities, improve relationships with children, increase the chances of becoming pregnant, experience more joy and spontaneity, enhance with whimsical, playful, fun, colorful things, childlike items such as dolls, toys, and stuffed animals, art and decor made by children, items made from metal or stone, whites and light pastels, books and quotes on joy, children, and creativity. So, again, remember at the beginning, I said for some of you, the manipulation is stopping your bag, right? If you are a person that you depend on your finances by becoming a creative, and someone has gotten in your mind and manipulated you, oh, you don't really need that. Just get rid of that. You've gotten rid of things that literally inspired you. And so Spirit is like, it's time to replace it. You are attracted to certain things for certain reasons. And it could be quirky to other people, but hey, baby, if it's not quirky to you and if it sits right in your heart space, go for it. Get those things. That's why, when people start talking about crystals and stuff, it never fazed me one bit because I had been collecting stones and crystals and pieces of wood for years since I was a child. Whatever stuck out to me, I grabbed it and took it with me. And I said, okay, I don't know why I have it, but there were certain stones that I just had to have around me. And I never thought anything of it. My parents never thought anything of it. And it was because those things, I don't know, they never, nobody thought about it, right? So get those things, those colorful things, those creative things to get back into your creative moods in your creative spaces. Sometimes it may not, and some, this is what I'm getting. It may not necessarily be, you may not necessarily have a job where you have to use creativity, right? Because let's just say you are an accountant and you've come across this show. But how about this? Those creative things will make you happy. It'll get you in your happy space. And when you are in your happy space, you can tap into that energy and you are creating positiveness. People may come to you and say, "Hey, I know that you are an accountant, and someone referred me to you because they said that you were the best and that you would take care of my finances. Can you take on another client?" And you're like, "Sure." And you get that person's finances together just like that. And because you got it done just like that, they're like, "Oh, wow, this person's really powerful when it comes to the money, when it comes to uh, writing those ledgers in the way it's supposed to be, breaking it down so that I can understand it. Let me go tell somebody else about this person." And now you got a little whole side hustle that you didn't even know was coming towards you because you got into that creative space, because you got into that energy of doing things to bring you in your happiness, and you start to tap into that inner core, the reason why you're at your job. So I had to find the quote for card 25. And it says, ask yourself these clear the way questions. Do I love it? Do I need it? Does it support who I am and act as an affirmational belonging in my life? What positive and or negative thoughts, memories, or emotions do I associate with it? Where exactly am I going to keep it? Does it need to be fixed or repaired? And am I willing to do so now? If it is time to let it go, am I going to sell, lend, or give it away and when? And that's pertaining to the first card when it's talking about the things that you love. But like it says, sometimes you have to get rid of those things. And I've often told people, if you were in a bad relationship with somebody and they gave you certain things, that energy is still there from that relationship, especially if they one that was manipulating you. Why would you keep something that that is the epitome of what people of what people who are not awoke relate to as, oh, somebody put the roots on you, right? If somebody gave you something to intentionally cause you harm, you like, oh no, I'm not gonna touch it. But it's that same energy. Somebody who manipulated you, gave you a jacket, and you gonna keep the jacket after you part ways. Why? I don't care if that jacket was $2.5 million and had diamonds on it. Baby, get rid of that jacket. In fact, sell it to the pawn shop, get that money, and pay some bills or something. Go get something. Get rid of it. It is not good for you. It's not good for your spirit. It's not good for your space. It's not good for your legacy. Get rid of it. Now this last card, and I started to put it back, and spirit said, no, why would you put that card back? I didn't tell you to put it back. I said, oh, okay. So I get chastised too. Let's be clear, spirit chastises me too. And when I read the back of it, I said, okay, I understand. Because it said the title of the card. Oh, wait. Let me go back. The number for the second card was 50. So if 50 resonates with you, it's for you. The back of this card is number 33. So we working in the threes. We had 13 and now 33. 333. Anyway, it reads single woman's bedroom. So if you are a single woman watching this, and we're talking about manipulation, baby, this is for you. And I'm even going to say, if you are a single man, this is for you, right? Because we're talking about the bedroom here. And this is what it looks like. I want you to take a good look. And it reads, to attract more romance into your life, replace any bedroom furniture that carries bad memories from the past. Did I not just say this? from how do I to attract more romance into your life, replace any bedroom furniture that carries bad memories from past relationships. Check your furnishings for sharp corners, edges, or legs that could be dangerous to sleepy, or amorous bodies. Stuffed animals, dolls, and copious pillows on the bed carry the message that the bed is already taken. Make yours a sensuous, unencumbered bed that you can fall into without a single care. Replace any art portraying companionless figures, solitary animals, and other one-some subjects to two-some art, pairs of people, or two of anything that inspire you. Arrange nightstands and lamps on both sides of your bed and place pairs of items in the love and marriage area of your home and your bedroom. And it says see cards 45 and 49. Set the stage for receiving a new partner by treating yourself with the same care you give a lover. A loving relationship with yourself will make you more radiant and attractive as a partner. Create a bedroom atmosphere where you can rest, rejuvenate, and really enjoy your own company. So, if you are someone that is looking for new love, but you are like, but I'm afraid though because the last person manipulated me. Mm-mm. Give yourself the no, not give yourself. Allow yourself to accept love. Allow you to create a space for two, even though it's one now. I often say on multiple channels and in conversations that faith is that thing. It's like faith. Well, I was about to say the faith without works is not dead, but no, faith is the evidence of things not seen, right? So it's although it's the evidence of things not seen, it's also when you work your faith. What you're saying is, although the situation is not what I want it to be right now, I'm going to activate my faith so that even though I don't see it right now, I'm calling that thing to be right now. That's what this card is talking about. So, if you have those sheets and things on your bed from that last relationship, baby, get rid of it. Get some new sheets. Get those art. And I've often wondered because for the past 2 weeks, I've been seeing art with two people on it, and I'm like, oh, wait, like I can't wait to get art like that and put it in my home. Baby, I just got the okay, baby, go get that art and put it in your house. Go get that art. Listen, go get those two people, whatever the figures is that you like that's drawing you in. Because what you're telling that manipulation energy is that you cannot manipulate me any longer. You cannot tell me that I'm good enough any longer. You cannot tell me that I'm worthy enough and that you can't be replaced. Because Beyonce, co-written by Neo, said it best: to the left, everything in the closet, in the bags to the left. Baby, you can be replaced. You thought you was irreplaceable, but baby, I'm telling you, you're replaceable. And I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna show you that I'm replacing your energy out of my house, out of my space, out of my life. And I'm going to replace it with someone that really wants me, that's really gonna love me, that don't have that's strong enough to not, that's mentally and spiritually strong enough to not have to manipulate me to get me to do things that they want me to do. When you're in true love and relationship with somebody, you don't have to manipulate them to do things because they're going to automatically do things for you. And then you're not going to want to take advantage of that because you're like, okay, well, if you're going to pour into me like that, let me pour back into you like that, baby, because this is the ongoing thing. Because when you give out and you burn out, baby, that means I didn't do my job. And I don't want nobody to say I didn't do my job in this relationship. So I'm going to pour back into you, just like you're pouring into me. And baby, that love is going to go back and forth, back and forth. And our love will always be there. Our love will always replenish. Our love will always be there. You all every time I see you, you with your significant other, baby, yes, because that's who we are. Okay. If you're in a relationship and your love is getting stale and sour, baby, it's because there's some energy things. Y'all have that energy tussle. one of you wants to be more dominant than the other. No, 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 no. A relationship is not about control, because that's what manipulation really is control. Let's be clear here. Manipulation is control. You don't have to do that in a balanced relationship, because both of you hold the power equally. You do everything equally. And that's what I tell a lot of people. A lot of people say, but you've been single. How you know about relationships? Because I've had a chance to look on the outside. I mean, I've had a chance to look on the inside from the outside. There we go. Like Bestie can tell you, people used to ask me on campus the relationship advice, and I'm sitting here like, God, why are they asking me? I'm not in a relationship, but here it is. This is what it is. And they would take it, and it worked. I actually helped save a relationship one time by writing words. A friend of mine said, hey, I want you to write some words for me, because I don't know what to say to my wife. And I said, well, what's the situation? I said, listen, I'm not trying to be in your business, but I need to for this moment. And when he told me what it was, I said, oh, you need to say this and you need to do it. He said, all right, we are even closer now. He's like, bro, it worked. It helped me to fix my relationship. And let's be clear, sometimes there are some people who honestly don't know how to be in a relationship because they only know self, right? That's the other thing about relationships, is that when you don't know yourself, you fall prey to all these to control and manipulating, because you feel insecure about yourself. That's why I love that show. If you haven't seen it, go baby check out Insecure, because Insecure was
sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
People can know themselves, but they can be raised around toxicity to where even though they know themselves, all they know is toxicity. So for them, that's normal to be toxic in a relationship, because that shows that you love me. You're gonna work it out with me through thick and thin, no matter what. Not even realizing that over the course of time, that can deteriorate everything. The relationship, trust, love, everything.
Exactly.
So that's why it's important to heal.
When you were saying that, I heard Mary J. Blige's song when you said through thick and thin, all day, I don't want to pretend. Baby, listen, I don't care what nobody has to say. They can say Mary is rude, and they can say that they like Mary, that she can't dance. But I'm telling you, I call Mary J. Blige the evangelist, because when she went through, yes, she produced the best music from her pain. But with her pain came some wisdom, right? And if you really, listen to her lyrics, baby, I would never forget 2006. Me and my other guy, sis Kim, went to Charlotte, North Carolina, and watched her perform. It was such an experience that both of us at the end, we just looked at each other, and people were getting up to leave. We just sat there like, did we go to church or a concert? Did we just get ministered to, or a concert?
Mary was serving, and she is a Capricorn, so she is about her business.
About it.
She is a perfectionist when it comes to getting the job done. So you were definitely going to get served meat, potatoes, and dessert at that concert.
Listen.
Most definitely.
And
most definitely.
And the thing about it is, as we talk about manipulation, she has been through her manipulation. This last marriage, come on. And we saw it all publicly, right? We saw it all publicly. And the thing is, that's what was her next album? Good Morning Gorgeous. She said, I have to look at myself. I think she did do another album before then, but this last one was Good Morning Gorgeous. And she said she went through so much that she stopped looking at herself the same way. And for some of us, we've been through so many things that we start looking at ourselves the same way because of manipulation. And Spirit is like, you got to tell yourself, I love you. I will never forget. And actually, I don't even know if I ever told you the story, but when I was at App, we went to Appalachian State. We got on our black and gold today. Hey, go Mountaineers. But There was a morning when Spirit woke me up, and he said, and Spirit said, and I said, what? And Spirit said, I am the air. I am the air you breathe, the sun that goes on your skin, the wind, the breeze, the trees. I am everything. And I actually wrote a poem about right? I have to find it, and one day I'll recite it for you all. But it was deep and awesome. But the next thing is Spirit said, "You don't love me," and I said, I say, if there's anybody else on this earth besides my grandmother that I would say I will go to the ends of the earth for, it is you. And Spirit said to me, you don't love me, because if you love me, you will love yourself. And I was directed to go to the mirror and look at myself. And this was before no therapist told me this or anything. I didn't even realize therapists told people these things. Spirit said, go to the mirror and hug yourself and say, Brian, I love you. And I had to say that to myself. Now, mind you, I am a 20 at this time, 21 and a half year old man, hugging myself in the mirror saying, Brian, I love you. And having to instill that self love, because I have, up until that point, I have been manipulated so much that I stopped loving myself. And when you start loving yourself, that's when you start letting yourself go. That's when you start allowing yourself to dress in depression and depressive clothing, right? That's when you start mourning and don't realize that you're mourning. And people are asking you, are you okay? And you're, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. But in the words of my good office mate, Beta, I don't know if you watch my videos or not. She follows me too. But one of the things is, when Beta and I first met, I was going through a dark space in time. And the day I got delivered out of that space, she said, Brian, that's my government. Don't y'all be using it. But anyway, she said, Brian, she said, you are happy. And I was like, I am. And she said, no, like I can tell. She said, before you would tell me that you were happy, but I knew that you weren't happy. She said, but this how I can see the light in your eyes, right? So many of y'all have had so many people manipulate you that the light in your eyes have gone out. And so Spirit is like, a part of that manipulation of getting rid of these things and doing the things that I'm telling you to do is to help bring that light back into your life. So ask yourself, who cut out my lights and why? And when you can answer those truthfully, baby, you can grab yourself and get yourself together. And now I must show you all the other thing the Spirit asked me to grab. Now, I brought this a few months ago, but Spirit said, look at it. I want you to grab it. It is colt's foot. I don't know if you all have a Botanica that's near you, but if you can go to a Botanica and find some colt's foot, get it. Because it said it is used in spells. And if you don't like the word spells, I'll say prayer. In using spells or prayer of tranquility and peace. When burned as an incense, it's thought to increase psychic visions and clear away foggy thoughts and mental issues. Often used for spirit communication when included in herbal and incense compound. But the thing is, it clears away foggy thoughts and mental issues. Some of you have started to develop mental issues because of manipulation. A lot of people use you so much, you literally sit down and say, okay, am I going crazy? Or did this person do X, Y, and Z? Now I thought I did X, Y, and Z, and now this person is telling me no, I didn't. I did. I know I put this thing on this shelf, on the bottom shelf on the right side, and now I'm going back and it's not there. Did somebody move it? Yes, because they were manipulating you. They're trying to control you. They're trying to make you think you're crazy. They're trying to drive you crazy, right? And so Spirit is saying, no, burn this incense to help you clarify some things, to help it clear out that mental fogness, right? And then also because it is an attack on you, right? Mental issues. It will cause you to um, not believe yourself. It'll cause you to get into that depression. It will get you out of that depression, because what happens with depression, what happens when you have gone through manipulation, you start to develop anxiety, and that leads to depression. And for some people, that will actually lead to the psychosis known as schizophrenia, because you're doubting yourself. Did I really do this? Did I really see this? Because people have been manipulating you. So get these things, and I will remind you: the Florida water. Get you a feng shui book or feng shui cards. Get you some coat's foot in your life. Use these items not only for you but for your legacy. I'm done. I'm done, because I could keep going on.
I'm sorry, I had to step away for a moment because Soul's not feeling well. She's a little bit under the
Oh.
weather, so quickly. But I wanted to touch on something that you mentioned when you talked about how important it is to spot manipulation, to kind of like, spot it and then like spot it and address it, but also once you address it, not letting it lie dormant in you, making sure that you transmute that energy, because once you spot it, you're going to feel betrayed, you're going to feel angry, you're going to feel upset. So once you spot it and address it, you need to transmute it, and you need to not hold it against anybody else that comes after that. Because a lot of the times we harness things, and I am a creature of not harnessing anger, but I'll say internalizing it. I internalize it, or I used to internalize it, not anymore. And so, if you're not careful, and if you internalize too many things, slowly it will deteriorate you. So make sure that you guys are transmuting that energy. And are you seeing that it's freezing up when I'm talking?
Mm-mm.
Is it freezing? Okay.
No, not on my
A
end.
little bit while you were, I kept it going. So that was a great card pull. I wanted to just mention that when you guys are addressing the manipulation, make sure that you are transmuting it as well. Because if you don't transmute it, that energy is going to stay with you and be with you until the end of time. You have to transmute it and turn that negative situation into a positive. You recognized it. You could have went 15 years down the line being manipulated, but you saw it,
Exactly.
checked it, you chin-checked it, and you got rid of the person, hopefully. Now you transmuted it, you see? Instead of harnessing that anger and being upset with them and then taking that frustrations out on the next person. So don't do that. Don't blame someone else for something that someone else did.
Right.
And I know people cannot conceive of this, but when you're upset, sometimes you punish the people close to you that had nothing to do with why you're upset. So definitely don't just sit back like a spectator. You have to address it and transmute it. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
Right.
Because I'm no longer wired that way anymore. Now I definitely do not internalize anything to keep the peace. I voice it. Yeah, voice it. I vocalize it to make sure it doesn't lie dormant in me.
Mm-hmm. And
yes.
I was just going to say really quickly is that when I spot that someone is attempting to manipulate me, it's like, because I let people know, like, you really didn't manipulate me. I allowed it. I'm allowing certain things until it get to a certain point, and then I'm gonna stop it, right? Because I also recognize that you are in a needy space for something. You need something, right? You're missing something out of your life, and you see that I am someone that can provide it for you. So I'm allowing you to get so you can find comfort. But I also found that I also put up that boundary, because you're not going to come in disrespectful. You're not going to come in and just do whatever you think you're going to do and to continue. No, 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 no. Because another side of me, and Bestie knows, is that I can cut you off. I can cut you off and don't blink. Like, flip. Have a good day. Look. Have a good day. Have a good day. You don't have to come back. And I'm going to be fine. But just remember that you were the one that came to me because of your need, not the other way around. So I'm going to be fine with or without you. And that's why.
But see, that says a lot about the other party's character, because I always say that people that feel good about themselves make other people feel good about themselves. So if you have someone who is constantly in chaos and confusion, constantly trying to manipulate, constantly finding themselves always in some shit and always lying, like, you have to think they must not feel that good about themselves because they're not making others feel good. They're not speaking truth.
They're not
speaking their truth. They're not honoring themselves by making sure that they are in favorable situations and not putting themselves as well as others in unfavorable circumstances. So you have to always remember, people who love themselves and feel good about themselves make others feel good about themselves.
Exactly.
Period.
And like I said earlier, if you feel like you got to manipulate to get something done, that's a you thing. That means that you are missing something. That means you have to get to the root of that problem and fix it. That you will, it doesn't matter who you go to or where you go to. If you feel like you got to use manipulation to get something, that's the wrong way to go, because the other side of that is that that's when you start attracting negative karma into your life, because spirit is like, oh, you thought you got away with it, but no, all you did was created negative karma. And people go through cycles of negative karma, and it's like they're on a track field going round and round and round in circles, like, why do I keep finding myself in this situation? And it's because you put yourself in this situation because you feel like you have to manipulate good people, and you don't. You don't. Learn from them. Learn why you were sent into that space with them. Because spirit, God, your angels, your ancestors are like, hey, we're sending you us in 3D form to teach you how to get out of it. But if you refuse and you try to manipulate your way, like you've done so many years and so many other months or whatever, to other people, all you do is you accumulate more negative karma in your path.
It's literally the definition of insanity, doing the same thing. Maybe you're in a different situation, but when you do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, it's insanity. And it kind of goes hand in hand with what we were deep diving into last week. I think it's a mental illness, and people just have not been diagnosed yet. And honestly, I say it without any malice or any hesitation. When you are finding yourself in the same situations over and over again, expecting them to go different, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane that you ask yourself, something's wrong. Something just ain't right. Lord have mercy, baby. So that's all I got to say about it. I got a song for everything.
Okay.
So, it is about that time when we have to open up the floor. If any brave soul out there wants to ask Shaman Magoon anything, they ask themselves, why me, which is more crazy. Trust me, I know a person that does that. They can't figure out why they get so much hate, why all these things keep happening to them. They can't figure out for the life of them why they keep finding themselves in the same situations with different people. And the common denominator is that person. It's not that everyone hates them and everyone wants to see them in a bad situation. They're the common denominator. It's them. But they haven't figured that out yet. And
Right.
when they do, their whole life is going to shift. So again, do we have any brave soul out there? Um, oh, she said, Soraya said, pull some cards for what they need. That's actually not a bad idea for you to pull cards on the people that love to just blame the entire world for the reasons of them being in shitty situations. Maybe you should pull some cards.
So when y'all send this send this video to them now, they're gonna come back and ask you, so you think I'm manipulating you?
Because we know how to help heal ourselves. Now we need help on how to help other people heal themselves. So we can't heal the world.
Oh.
Great idea, Chad. I never would have thought about that.
Oh.
How do we heal? How do we help the manipulated to themselves?
Well, see, and that's the thing. We can't, but we can only encourage them to change habits. Um, it's interesting. I'm glad you did suggest that because the cards that are coming out is powerful cards. They're ending cards. They're yeah. So the first card that came out is Ten of Swords, walking away, understanding that they, in order to get their new beginning, they have to allow something to happen. What is that? What is that allowance? Whatever that tower moment is, whatever that, excuse me, whatever that realization that they need to see for themselves. Because when people truly see themselves in the mirror, and come on, MJ, I'm looking at the man in the mirror, because what I'm not quoting him directly from the Psalms, but he's like, but basically he said, in order for things to change, you have to look at the person in the mirror. You have to see what is going on in the mirror. And the thing is, a lot of people refuse to see themselves in the mirror, because what happens is when you realize what type of monstrous things that you have been doing to other people, it breaks you. It breaks you open. It breaks you. It's a tower moment. Oh God, I really have been a monster to people. I really have been leading a trail of tears, not my tears, but I have left other people in hurt and pain. And when you realize this, you have the strength to overcome it. Cause spirit is like that. It's like that parent that I'm not just going to chastise you and leave you hurting. I'm gonna chastise you, but I'm gonna do it in love to strengthen you so that you don't do it again. Because you now that person's gonna have the strength to start seeing what other things about myself, moon card here, people, that I have not seen. What other things have I not noticed about myself that I need to change? And they're going to start making the changes, the necessary changes, right? Because it is necessary, because that is the only way you're going to get your peaceful mind. That is the only way that you're going to be able to walk away from certain things. And let me go back, because we may have some blind viewers. So I'm gonna go back. The first card was the Ten of Swords. Second of card, the Tower card. The third card, the Strength card. The fourth card, the Moon card. And what is the fifth card that came out? The Empress. Because that is what we're all striving to be, is that Empress. Because that Empress is free of everything that's keeping her bound. She knows her weaknesses, she knows her limits, she knows what are her temptations, and so she stays away from them to be balanced and to continue to be balanced. And what happens when you are a balanced person? You produce. On this card, she is pregnant with the world. What is it in your life? What is it in your world that you're saying that you want to happen? You can only find it when you realize, what are the things inside of me that's keeping me away from my world? What are the things about myself that are that is blocking me from progression? And most of the time, it's because there's something inside of you that you refuse to see, right? And let's be clear. Things happen to other people, right? But you can only find your deliverance in forgiveness. You can only find your deliverance in acknowledging what that thing has developed inside of you. If you have developed resentment and anger and hatred, just know that although you developed that because of that situation, you have done that to other people now. You have left that same bitterness, that same anger, that same hatred into the hearts of other people, where now they view you as the person who attacked you and created that space for you. That's why they say hurt people. Because some people don't just bleed on other people, they actually plant seeds of whatever they're going through into that person. So again, that's why feng shui was also saying people that have experienced the manipulation change the energy in your space, because what you're doing is you're getting rid of those seeds. So even if the person is a manipulator, if you realize that there's something that they're holding on to from somebody who did them wrong, encourage them to get rid of it. That's the first step, because they need to get that space out of their energy, because what it's doing is feeding it. On my other channel, I talked about how demonic spirits and entities use that. They use their energy and feed off of your anger and your hurt and your pain, and they keep reminding you of it. And people are like, why can't I forget this thought? It's because you're holding on to it. You're holding on to something that reminds you of that hurt, pain, and anger. And until you let it go, spirit of light can't come in and flesh it out and replace it with something new. I have I have basically emptied out my cup of tea here, right? But I can't say I want new fresh hot tea if I don't get up and actually go to it. I can't say, "Oh, I'm expecting fresh hot tea to come in and all of a sudden hot tea magically appears." Now, if that do happen, baby, me and Spirit need to have a conversation. But I'm saying, right? I have to actually get up and do something. I have to clear out the contents of the old tea to make sure and prepare for the new tea. And that is what feng shui is about. It is getting rid of that negative energy, that negative space, those energies that no longer serve you, and replacing it with something new, replacing it with light and love. That's why we always say love and light in our messages, because we want to make sure no matter what you're going through, that you feel love and that you receive the light. Now, what's at the bottom of the cards? The Nine of Cups, ultimate happiness. So not only are you becoming the Empress, but you're going to find your ultimate happiness when you start to clear those things out. Why am I seeing Ed McMahon right now with the Publishers Clearinghouse? I see the checks. It's like, yeah, as soon as I said that, I saw Egg McMahon. If you don't know who, I know I just dated myself, but if you don't know who that is, look up the Publishers Clearinghouse. People used to get checks of what, like a thousand. Well, it was different amounts, right? But what happens is when you clear out all that thing, all those negative spaces and the negative energies, Spirit is like, okay, baby, now I can drop this $100,000 grand blessing on you, this $100,000 change of life for you, to make yourself better, to make your situation better. And that's what we all have to do. And that's what we all do when we start to let go of things that no longer serve us. Okay, I'm done.
No, I love that. You really have to be able to clear out in order to receive something new. And this is why when I go shopping, when I do decide to do like a just crazy shopping trip or whatever, I make sure that I give away stuff, because there's no possible way for me to replenish my drawers and stuff if I'm not taking stuff out. It's just going to stockpile and become like a hoarder. So yeah, who remember Angry Man? Now look, now we're really showing our age.
Okay.
We are really showing our age.
Listen, 80s baby, 80.
If you bored. So yeah, that's what you was talking about earlier reminded me of a succubus. Someone who was like always pulling on your energy, always reminding you of some stuff that happened back in the day. Like that sounds like a succubus. I don't know about you, but
I mean, and that's what they do, but the succubus does it in a sexual way. It pulls and drains off your energy in a sexual way. This is why, and I think we talked about sexual energy and people using that. If we're not, we might need to talk on that too. But people ciphering your energy through sexual activity, whether you're present or not. Look, whether you're present or not. Let's be clear.
Because that can very well happen as long as they have access to your energy or a piece of something that belongs to you. Like people will harness your energy and they will do it and do it well, like LL said. That's why you got to stay prayed up and protected. And as I said a couple of episodes ago, before you go to bed, just call all your energy back to you. Make sure you are calling all of your energy back to you to make sure that whoever harnessed it unconsciously, consciously, on purpose, whatever the case may be, call your energy back to you. So, yeah.
Yep.
That's just what it is. So, gosh, this was like such a deep, intricate topic that we could go on and talk about. So we appreciate you guys for sticking it through us, or sticking through the entire episode. We know that it's late, and I just want to tell you guys also, just in case this episode uploads and the words aren't matching with the audio, or the audio is not matching with the picture, y'all can always listen to it without looking at us. I mean, it is a podcast.
Right,
so I know a lot of you guys just playing in the background as you're laying down. That is totally fine. Yes, the visuals help. But I did notice a couple of times as I was talking, like the words weren't matching up. So I really have to figure out how to troubleshoot this, because I thought it was just by internet. But I'm thinking it may be a deeper issue with my phone, so it may be time for me to upgrade.
Upgrade you. Let me upgrade you. Upgrade you.
Okay, yeah, it's time to go back to my Google Pixel. I didn't want to spend a little extra money, but I'm gonna have to go back to my Google Pixel. That phone just was like a freaking.
Okay, listen. I have one. Listen, yes, that Google Pixel is something serious. Let me listen. Something special. Shout out to Google. Look, unshameless plug, but shout out to Google.
The $700 phone. And I see someone is trying to actually join us on our live. And again, as we said earlier, guys, we would love to pull different people on, but we have to have a conversation with you prior before pulling you onto our live to make sure that, you know, you're of sound mind and body. So if you would please, Bad Influence, just shoot us a DM and we can talk about pulling you in on one of our lives. So again, thank you guys for joining us for yet another episode of Cards and Conversations, where every episode unfolds a deck of intriguing discussions. And if you guys didn't know, we do this every Tuesday, 11:11 Eastern Standard Time. So we'll be back here, same time, same place. Cards and Conversations. Soraya. Thank you. 11 p.m. All right, guys.
Yep.
See you guys next week.
Peace.
We'll see you guys next week.